Hey everyone, welcome back to 996 to Howl. Now instead of me saying this every video, I thought why not just make one video to explain why I do not like the National Hockey League preseason. Quick video, not much analysis, just my opinion. This is not to convince you you shouldn't like it. Either if you like the preseason, that's fine as well. I understand the allure of preseason. You've been without hockey for 2 months. If you're a Coyotes fan, it's usually 4 to 5 months. But let's get into it. I don't like it for these 6 reasons. The first one and most important one being emotionless, uncompetitive hockey. I think hockey is one of the worst sports if you take out the emotion and the competitiveness of it. And what you see or who you see play with no emotion or playing uncompetitively are usually players who are locked on the roster or just veterans like Ovechkin and Cross. I've never seen an Ovechkin preseason game in my life. I don't even know if he does play preseason games. Maybe it's one game and usually the last one. But I cannot even imagine the effort level of Ovechkin in a preseason game. But, I've already mentioned Crosby as well. But guys like McDavid and Matthews, they know they're on the roster. And other players, even a locked player in the first or second line, they know they're making the roster. You don't need to try so hard, just enough to show the coaching staff, hey, I'm in shape, I guess. And young, new players, they try harder. But usually, there's only one roster spot to take. Usually the rosters are already made up, just like the Coyotes. We know exactly who the roster is. Maybe one surprise here and there. Usually don't see too many surprises. I mean, one surprise that was a big surprise was 2 years ago where Vejmelka came out of nowhere and now he's a starting goalie for the Coyotes. A really, really big and impactful example. And also they don't celebrate goals as much as they do in the regular season. You saw that with the Cooley highlight reel goal, which I'll bring up later in the video as well. He barely celebrated. If that was regular season, if that was his first career NHL goal, he would have been celebrating like there's no tomorrow. Maybe, invent a new TikTok dance or something if he scored that during the NHL regular season. Unbalanced teams, this is a rough one. This is why I don't watch any preseason games. The Australia games were an exception because they were pretty much both the team's rosters of the Coyotes and Kings. But man, you saw that 10-0 win from Calgary over the Vancouver Canucks a couple of days ago, earlier this week. And you look at the rosters and you're like, I feel sorry for any Canucks fan who watched even 5 minutes of that game. I'm not going to waste my time watching a bunch of AHLers play against bona fide NHL type players. And what if you're a fan, the NHL starting to do this now over the past couple of years. They're starting to play preseason games in more areas across Canada and the US where NHL doesn't really play as often. With the Coyotes, you see that playing in Wichita. They played in Austin last weekend as well, Austin, Texas. So what if you're a Coyotes fan and you never get a chance to see a Coyotes game because you can't afford to go to an NHL game or you don't live near an NHL arena? Oh, well, they're coming to Wichita. I didn't see how far Wichita is from the St. Louis arena, but let's say you live in Wichita or you live in Austin, a perfect example. You don't want to drive to Dallas to see a game and the Coyotes are playing in Austin and you want to go see them the first time ever seeing the Coyotes in your hometown, and they get outshot 50-11 and lose 7-0. You paid money for that. I'm sure you bought beer, bought concessions. It's a big waste of money. I feel sorry for anybody who pays money and then looks at the roster and they're like, wow, they didn't bring anybody from the NHL team to this game. It's not for fans. The preseason is just for coaches and evaluating and general managers as well. It's just an evaluation phase. The fact that fans even watch it, I mean, fans could evaluate, but there's nothing to get out of these games. And that leads into number 4, meaningless stats. Okay, Josh Stone got a hat trick. We're never going to see those goal totals. We're never going to see Josh Stone with a hat trick in his NHL stats moving forward. Like 3.5 years from now, no one's going to remember Josh Stone got a hat trick because he literally didn't. It doesn't count towards NHL regular season stats. Logan Cooley's goal, an amazing goal. It would be on the highlight reel forever. The top 10 goals of the season at the end of the season. But because it was preseason, it's only going to be the Coyotes who keep running that highlight, and everyone across the league will probably forget it after preseason is done, because who wants to show preseason highlights? Like, let's be honest here. It's too long. This year it's 2 weeks long. I don't know why. The Coyotes have like 9 games. It needs to be capped at 5 games total. Make 2 of those games on the same day as a split squad, or just make it 1 week or 10 days. 2 weeks is way too long. It's like, okay, hockey's back, but it's not really the hockey you really want. And so you want the real thing. You don't want just a taste of it. If you're going to give me hockey, give me the real deal. And lastly, the production and availability of watching these games. Maybe this is only a Coyotes issue, but man, in previous years, it's gotten better. But either the quality is bad, it's like on a 480p camera, GoPro up in the arena, it's behind mesh. You can't even watch it, first of all. Maybe you just have to tune into the radio. That's been a huge Coyotes problem in recent years. I think nowadays it's better, but again, I don't watch preseason. I know when they were in the Pacific Division, whenever they would play a Canadian team, it would obviously be on TV and there would be a stream of it because Canadians love their hockey. So that was a good thing when they're in the Pacific Division, but now in the Central, they kind of don't get that, and they don't play Winnipeg in preseason because it's too far. So they play around, California, Dallas, St. Louis, and what have you. So that's it. I just don't like it. I dislike it. And I wish it would be shorter so that we could just jump right into the regular season, because there's no point in analyzing preseason. You could win a game 10-0. That means nothing. You could go undefeated in the preseason. That literally means nothing for the regular season. The Coyotes, 2 years ago, they went 5 wins and 1 loss in preseason, and that was a tank year where they finished second last in the league. It's just nonsense, and I'm just ready for the regular season to start. So that's it for me. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to see, spread the word, and as always, thank you for your support.